Okay. Hi, everybody. I am not 100% sure, but I hope I'm live. Can everyone see me? Max, Helena, you guys good? You can see?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Can you see the presentation and me, or just me?
Both.
Okay, perfect. Brilliant. Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Leonie. I am from the UK, so please excuse me if English isn't your first language. I speak quite fast, so I'm going to try and speak a bit slower today. As I said, I'm from FFE. I am the sales representative for your region. So I am.
Can you double check? Sorry, can you double check the whether the microphone is on?
Yeah. Can you hear me or not so well?
I can hear you. Should be fine. Yeah.
Okay. You want me to start again or carry on?
Carry on.
Okay. So as I said, I am the representative of FFE for the Latvian region, and I am here today to present on behalf of BK Latvia, and obviously Maxine and Helena are here to, I guess, translate and also help should there be any questions. So I'm going to run through a presentation with you guys. The presentation is in Latvian. I'll be speaking in English. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. We'll answer them as we go or at the end, as you please. And yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so as you can see, our story. Who is FFE? So just in case you aren't familiar with us as a brand, we're a UK manufacturer of fire detection products, started in 1974. We're the world's largest manufacturer of infrared optical beam smoke detectors. We export to over 100 countries worldwide. We have over 1 million Fireray beam detectors installed worldwide. We're part of the Halma Group, which might be familiar to some of you. And we have worldwide approvals, as you can see below. I'll just put us on presentation mode. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we have offices worldwide. We have USA, we have the UK as our main office, we have Spain, we have Dubai, we also have India, and lastly, our newest facilities is FFE BV, which are based in the Netherlands. This was a decision based on Brexit, and that makes our transitions a bit easier for our European customers. Okay, so our two product lines that FFE offer are Fireray, which is our optical beams, and Talentum, which is our flame detectors. Today, we're going to specialize or discuss only the Fireray product ranges, which is our beams. So let me start you with beams. So optical beam smoke detectors. They're effectively a line type smoke detector. Optical beams operate by detecting the obscuration of light source that occurs in the presence of smoke. As you can see in the image below, we've used one of our beams, which we'll touch on a bit later to show this example. Okay, so how does smoke behave? So we refer to the term plume divergence. So projected beam smoke detection is often used in large open spaces with high ceilings where there's a use of spot type detectors, where the use of spot type detectors is impractical. So for example, warehouse spaces where the ceiling height is a lot higher than a typical ceiling height, which we'll show you in further slides. Go to the next slide. So we have narrow plume with high smoke density, which activates beams and point detectors, or the dispersed plume with low smoke density only activate beams detectors. This is a really important slide because it's important to note that, there are some types of smoke that will only be detected by beams. Therefore, if you put in your point detectors, they wouldn't be effective at all. Here's another good example of this. So here you'll see in the top image, the beams showing how they cover an area the same as the image below and how many point detectors you would need in comparison to the beams. But it's not even about the comparison. It's more, the effectiveness of the actual detector. Okay, so here's a few examples of where we would suggest or we have had our beams implemented. So we've got leisure centres, airport terminals, shopping malls, warehouses. This is particularly one of our most popular installations, lift shafts and airport hangars. We also have areas like government buildings, manufacturing sites, churches, anywhere that you can imagine that has like an area that has high ceilings. Okay, so here, let me touch on our products. You'll see in the bottom corner, we have the Fireray 1, the Fireray 5000, the Fireray 3000, and the Fireray 3000 EXD explosion proof. This is one of our favorite slides that we present throughout the company, to be honest with you. So what beam do I need is often a question we get asked. So you should first ask yourself, are you protecting a hazardous area? If the answer is yes, then you need the explosion-proof beam. If the answer is no, then you need to ask yourself, do you need high-level wiring or a low-level controller? If you need a high-level wiring, then you'd need the Fireray 1. If you need a low-level controller, you need to ask yourself, is the beam path narrow? If the answer is no, then you would need the 5000. If the answer is yes, it's 3000. So it's a pretty simple way of just determining which beam would be best for your installation. Okay, here again shows our examples of our beams. So we have our reflective range, which is our Fireray 5000 and our Fireray 1. And we have our end-to-end range, which you can see here is our 3000 with the explosion-proof version at the bottom. Oops, sorry. Sorry if I'm going too fast, by the way. Okay, so our Fireray 5000, here you can see the ranges. That goes from 8 to 100 meters. Then we have the Fireray 3000 explosion proof, which is 10 to 80 meters. And the Fireray 3000, 5 to 120. And the Fireray 1, which is also 5 to 120. What you'll notice here is with the explosion proof, you'll notice it's the distance is a lot less than the Fireray 3000. This is because the glass screen that's used in the explosion-proof housing basically makes the range less because of the glass, if I've worded that correctly. Okay, now to talk you through the benefits, I guess, of the product ranges. So the Fireray 5000, first of all, you can see has a low-level controller. So you have your detector head, the reflector, and the low-level controller. So the auto alignment, this ensures precise alignment of the detector and the reflector in the optical path. We have the building movement tracking. This continuously maintains alignment when the buildings settle or flex due to temperature changes. Easy maintenance. It can control multiple heads, remote fire testing, and logs 50 events. Easy setup. So it's time delays for the alarm, has sensitivity adjustment, and a low-level alignment. Next, I'll go on to the Fireray 3000. So here we have the false alarm resistant, which has the light cancellation technology, transmitter unaffected by sunlight or reflections, easy maintenance, which allows for a couple of control multiple heads or remote fire testing, easy setup, which allows for time delay for the alarm or sensitivity adjustment. Fireray 1, so this is our newest product. This is the standalone detector. It has one auto-minute alignment. It's a one-person alignment. It has light cancellation technology and motorized building movement tracking. This at present is our most purchased beam, should we say. Okay, so with these devices, along comes the mounting accessories. Here, the first one, you have the long-range kit. We have the cages, which are used in sports facilities. We have the anti-condensation kits, which are very popular. We have the prism plates, the mounting plates, and the prism heaters. So here are our golden rules to ensure that our beams are implemented in the correct way. Have a solid mounting, have good clearance, know your airflow risks, and know your optical risks. The reason this is important, the solid mounting, is to have a brick and concrete surface. If you don't have this, we do have the accessories which allow for this to be, on a solid mountain. Good clearance. You need good clearance in order for your beam to give off the correct, or to be able to detect the correct smoke that we want for it to detect. know your airflow risks for your extraction and ventilation, know your optical risks for example, your sunlight, your reflections, or your dirt or stream, or also along with that, your condensation, which is why we have our condensation heaters. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to our newest product. So here you'll see the 5000 and the Fireray 1, which we've already discussed. And in the middle, you'll notice there's a Fireray reflective. This is our newest product, which is due to be released this year. You'll see here it has the same range as the Fireray 1. It has a similar detector head to the Fireray 1, but it has a controller, a low-level controller, should I say. So the features that the Fireray reflective will offer, so it will have light cancellation technology. It will have auto alignment, which is a key feature. So this saves you time as an installer. Dynamic beam phasing, which I'll touch on in a minute. It means you can point the beams at each other, and there's a specific firmware to ensure that these don't go into fault. Building movement tracking, and a new feature, which is the contamination compensation, to correct gradual buildup of dust from the optics. This will allow you to not have to change your detector every time there's a bit of dirt in the way, or it will still work in those environments. Okay, so to touch on a few of those points, the light cancellation technology. So this prevents nuisance alarms from the sunlight. It will never go into an alarm condition because of an ambient light. It indicates a fault condition when its cancellation capacity is exceeded, and it allows installation in atria. So here you'll see in the right-hand corner an image of somebody's house with the Fireray 1 detector head being pointed out into the garden during a sunlight environment. You might be wondering how the UK had sunlight, but it was one of those miracle days. Okay, so you'll see here that this was one of the tests we did. You might find it funny that we did a test in a house, but we try to do tests everywhere just to make sure that whatever your installation or, what project you have, it will work in all environments. Okay, so how the Fireray auto alignment works. First of all, you have a 5-second background check. Following that, it will do a box search. Then it will adjust, and then it will center, as you can see in the middle. It's very simple. You just have to make sure that, you've got your reflector on the other side of the wall, and it will align straight away. Here you can see the dynamic beam phasing. Oops, sorry, I've gone too far. There you go. So here you'll see what I was talking about earlier. If you point the detectors to each other, even though there's reflectors in the middle, the beam won't go into alarm because we have the firmware implemented to ensure it doesn't. This is a feature that not many other providers can supply, shall we say. Okay. Building movement tracking. This reduces false alarms by maintaining the alignment during the operation. It tracks small shifts in building movement from the settling or seasonal movements. That's pretty self-explanatory, I think that one is. Okay, moving on to the Fireray reflective features. So this will be a one controller system that supports 3 detector heads, so allow you to cover a larger area. There's a network mode, which will allow installers 25% less time for installation. So previously, our other controllers have only been zonal modes. This is the first one we have that will be able to be used in network mode. There's a backlight display. This allows for event log entries. And lastly, low-level wiring. So as you saw before, our Fireray 1 previously did not have low-level wiring. This basically it gives you guys a better opportunity when you're maintaining the product to not have to hire a scissor lift and give you additional expenses. Okay, so if anybody's used the Fireray 5000 before, we have a slight comparison here to show the differences. So the 5000 is still a product in our range and will remain a product in our range, but we would just want to show how we've improved our product to give you another option, should we say. So the Fireray 5000 offered 2 detector heads, whereas the Fireray reflective will now offer 3 detective heads. The Fireray reflective will offer up to 120 meters, whereas the Fireray 5000 offered up to 100. You can have 150 events, whereas the Fireray 5000 offered 50. There's a light cancellation technology. There's a backlight display. The IP rating is higher, and the operation temperature drops to a lower temperature, which is handy in countries such as ours. Okay, so the Fireray reflective, what you'd get in the box. You'd get the detector base, you'd get the detector head, you'd get the reflectors, you'd get the controller, the short range mask, and the user guide. Should you need to purchase additional detector heads, they would be purchased additionally to this package. Again, the accessories for this product, you'll have the long range kit, you have the mounting bracket, or there's two types of mounting brackets, as you can see, the protective cage again, and the condensation heater. The Fireray reflective installation. So here you can see an example of somebody with the controller at the base. You can see the wiring that goes up to the detector head. You can see that if you go up to your 8 to 20 meters, you'd need your short range mask. If you take this up to 50 meters, you'd need your first prism. Anything from 50 meters to 120 meters, you would need 4 prisms, as shown at the end. There must be a clear line of sight with no less than 500 millimeters radius from the center of the detector, and you must avoid any reflective in the line of sight of the detector. And that's it. I hope that was pretty quick, to be fair. I think I spoke a lot faster than I thought. So if anybody has any questions or anything, we can go back over a few slides if you need to. Happy to answer.
Thanks, Leonie. Yeah, I'll double check whether there are any questions in chat, but yeah, that was informative and fast.
That was very quick. I'm really sorry. I felt like I was talking really quick there.
Jā, ja jums ir kaut kādi jautājumi, droši varat rakstīt čatā, jo private chat es redzu, ka ir ieslēgts, jā, tāpēc droši varat rakstīt tur, kā arī, principā, visas sistēmas mums uz doto brīdī ir uz vietas, izņemot reflective, jo šis ir jauns produkts, jā, un viņš būs pieejams droši vien kaut kur martā, jā, varbūt aprīlī. Jā, jūs varat arī piebraukt pie mums, mēs varam to parādīt, un prezentāciju arī var dabūt uz e-pastu. Jā, es redzu, ka ir jautājums par to, vai ir iespēja dabūt prezentāciju arī uz e-pastu. Man būs atskaite no Vebināra, es tad atsūtīšu prezentāciju arī visiem, jā, kam ir ierakstīts e-pasta adrese. Jā, un vēl Jelena pastāstīs jums bišķi par to, kas mums vēl būs.
Jā, sveiki visiem. Es ceru, ka mani var dzirdēt. Mums drīzumā februāri beigās, drīzāk būs akcija FFE, kur jūs ierādājoties preci varēsiet saņemt balvu dāvanu. Bet, lai uzzinātu vairāk par šo akciju, jums būs jāsako bklatvia jaunumiem, jo tā visa informācija jums atnāks gan uz e-pastu, gan arī mums būs banerīts, un visu jūs to arī uzzināsiet. Bet tas būs mazliet tā kā vēlāk. Bet tā kā sekojam līdzi mūsu jaunumiem. Paldies!
Yeah, Lena, that was a little bit about questions and about promotions we're planning for the next month. So, yeah. Jā, tā droši vien tas arī būs viss. Es tad aizsūtīšu prezentāciju, un ja būs kaut kādi jautājumi, varat droši zvanīt, jā, un jā, tad mēs atbildēsim. Par to Rolands jautā, redzu, ka Rolands jautā par to, vai 5000, Fireray 5000 strādā uz 102 metriem. Jā, bet jautājums, cik precīzi. Viņš strādās pat uz 120 droši vien, jā, bet tur jautājums, cik precīzi un vai viņš redzēs to atstārotāju. Jā, tāpēc, grūti pateikt, jā vai nē, uzreiz reāli jātestē, teiksim, objektā. Leonid, this is the question for you. Which of the FFE products is more suitable for dusty industrial premises? And are there any additional accessories needed?
The industrial premises. Hiya.
Yeah, can you start over, please?
Yeah, of course, no problem. So I see the question, which of the FFE products is more suitable for dusty industrial premises? Are there any additional accessories needed? So in my personal opinion, I would suggest the Fireray 1 at present. So the Fireray Reflective hasn't been launched yet, but once that has been launched, it will be equally as good. In terms of additional accessories needed, it depends on the installation. I mean, like we showed before, if you have an area where you require the anti-condensation heater, that's not for dust, but that's for when there's condensation in the room. So you'd know you need this product. But for dusty installations, Nigel, I think you'll agree that there would be no additional accessories, correct?
No additional accessories.
So the Fireray 1 would suit this installation, along with the Fireray Reflective will be better because of the contamination that I described. But for now, the Fireray 1 would suit this.
Thanks.
That's okay. I can share this presentation after if you'd like as well. And if anybody has any questions, I mean, of course, they can ask you guys or they can ask us.
Yeah, we already discussed that. I will share the presentation to our viewers. So yeah, we will take care of that.
Perfect.
So well, yeah, I guess that would be it. Because there is no more
Great.
Inquiries in the chat. So yeah, I guess that will be it. Thank you very much, Lenny, for your time and for helping us out with this webinar. And yeah, we will be in touch. And yeah, tad kā arī jau Juliana minēja, mums būs arī akcija, kur ir saistīta ar FFE produktiem. Jā, un tad par to mēs arī dosim ziņu. Paldies.
Thank you very much. And like I said, anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us and we'll speak soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.